What's up guys, welcome to the Hardwin82 channel. I'm Adam and today we're gonna talk about televisions. If you are the person that is interested in buying new television and you are overwhelmed with information over there, this video is for you. If you look for some tips, guidance, again, this video is for you. Guys, recently I went to Costco and I was just browsing. I was going through the store and I was watching out those beautiful massive TVs and suddenly something struck me. What the heck, the amount of information about different technologies, all those weird names like QLEDs, QLEDs, all those technologies are simply overwhelming. I mean LCDs, LEDs, quantum dots and other things like connectivities, HDMI 2.0, 2.1, boom, crazy. How to make sense in all of that madness. So yeah, let's talk about that. First, I have some good news for you. Back in the day, you had many types of tellies. You had plasma TVs, you have LCDs, LEDs, blah 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 blah. These days, when you go to the store like Costco, I'm not talking about those small stores somewhere on the back alley of the street. I'm talking about big massive retailers. They do not have time to sell bullshit. So I have a good news for you. These days most of tellies using one technology. It's called LED. So yeah, 95% of tellies in the store will use LED technology. The main difference between this LED comparing to the previous technology, LCD, is basically how picture is represented to you. In older version LCD, they used lamps basically. They were great, but you know, technology is evolving, we are going further, and today we have LEDs, and they basically use diodes, LED lights. Straight away we have a huge improvement. They are smaller, the picture quality is even better, they are more energy efficient, so all the good stuff. So if you go to the store and you see older type LCD, DLP, something different, just simply avoid it. You don't want that, trust me. Okay, but let's go a little bit deeper to that subject. But I want to promise you, this video is gonna be simple, so don't be afraid. From now on, you will see something like OLED or QLED. So there are the main technologies out there, and you will see tellies with those names. First one, QLED, is from quantum dots technology. So idea is this: quantum is using super small dots. So you have crazy amount of those tiny dots that represent picture. And obviously that's great, because even from the close distance, the image quality will be perfect. That technology was provided by Samsung, so Samsung came up with that name, but in the same time LG created something very similar, and they call it, instead of quantum dots, they call it NanoCell. So yeah, those two technologies we could say are pretty much the same. Quantum or nano basically means the same. And the newest technology out there, it's OLED. So straight away you might be a little bit confused, because if you think about the alphabet A, B, C, D, O will be first and Q will be later, so you think that maybe quantum it's better than OLED, but it's not. That's why I'm making this video. So OLED is the best at the moment technology that is used for tellies, and recently PC gamers, yes, that video is also for you. You will have ability to have OLED displays very soon with a reasonable price, because graphic designers, they already have OLED monitors, but they are super crazy expensive. We are talking minimum $1,500, £1,500. So this OLEDs is from organic light emitting diodes. It's pretty hard to notice difference between OLED and for example QLED. It's very hard to notice difference. Obviously, if you have two tellies next to each other and there is the same video represented to you, yes, you will be able to notice the OLED will be a little bit brighter, the color accuracy will be even better, but you need to have a good eye for it. Another thing that everyone can notice, you don't have to be artist to notice that difference, is thickness of the panel. So OLEDs, they are super slim. The reason for that is they don't use backlight. Each pixel is able to create different color, so backlight is not needed. Also, each pixel can be turned off basically immediately, so no dimming problems. So just imagine, in the video you have explosion, bright color, and next scene is showing something different. With the older types of tellies, that explosion could stay a few frames longer, so this will affect the next scene. So in one scene you have explosion and the other one you don't have it, so you shouldn't see that explosion anymore. But with older tellies, that brightness that is disappearing with time will stay just a little bit longer, so you will be like, oh, what is that? It's like some weird ghosting effect. So you don't have this with OLEDs. The pixel is switched off immediately. But again, it's very hard to notice. You need to have, two tellies next to each other to really be aware what's going on. Okay guys, so that was quick explanation what those names means. Now let's talk about something else. Let's talk about resolution. I'm sure you're pretty aware what 4K means, 8K means. Just quickly, 4K. 4K resolution is 4 times better than full HD. So amount of details is overwhelming. So I think you don't need anything above that. I mean, at least for normal people that use tellies in the house, in the flat, up to 65 inches, I think 4K is good enough. 8K, it's even better than 4K, but again, technology is here, but it's super expensive. I don't think you will see difference if you are planning to buy telly up to 65 inches. If you have like a super massive room and you want to make a, let's say, cinema in your house, and you're planning to buy something super massive, then yes, this is the time you should start thinking about 8K. But at the moment, I think 4K is good enough. Don't go with full HD. No, you don't want that. Yeah, look for something with 4K resolution. 4K has also another name. It's Ultra HD, UHD. So yeah, next time when you go to the store and instead of 4K you will see like a UHD, you will know that this is actually 4K. HD, also known as high definition or 1080p, is something that was good many years ago, not anymore. So, okay, so you know already how to recognize different technologies, how telly was made. You know what resolution is all about. And now let's talk about something called HDR, high dynamic range. What the heck is that? This is another feature that is very popular in recent years. Basically, HDR increases the amount of colors that can be represented on monitor. Because when you watch telly, you don't have a full spectrum of colors if you are not watching with HDR. So different tones of, for example, red colors could be represented different that they really are in the world. So if you are not graphic designer, it's not maybe super important, but if technology is here and you can use it, so why not? The color accuracy will be even better with HDR. I will just tell you this: when you watch normal telly, the transmission is using, most of the time, transmission is using 8-bit colors range. That is around 17 million colors. And now, are you sitting? With HDR, we are talking about 1 billion colors. Freaking crazy. From 17 million to 1 billion. 1 billion is 1,000 million. Unbelievable. So yeah, why not? So you know what HDR means, and I think you want it with your new tele. But we have something like HDR, HDR10, and Dolby Vision. All those three things talking about color accuracy. They're all great, but you can imagine that something will be better than something else. So we have HDR, which is great. Then we have HDR 10 plus, and we have Dolby Vision. Those two last, they are even better than HDR, but much better, I don't know. You have to decide. Those, we are entering this world where it's really hard to see the difference. I don't think I will be able to notice difference between HDR and HDR 10 plus, for example, but I don't know. I'm wearing glasses, so maybe that's why. Okay, let's talk a little bit about something else. Refresh rate. This is another thing you will see in the description under the tele you want to buy. Refresh rate. So how fast image will be refreshed for you. Human eye, it's in general can cut up to 30 frames per second. Everything above, scientists says that we are not able really to see that, but the gamers, they will not agree with that. So 30 frames is a minimum. The good news is I think most of teles these days they have at least 60 hertz. So I would go with 60, because 60 is important when you watch content where things are moving fast, like sports events or action movies. You don't want to have tele with 30 hertz when you watch action movie. Yeah, you want at least 60. So refresh rate is again how fast image is refreshed. So we have teles with 60 frames, 120 frames, and even more. Obviously the price will be higher and higher if you really want it super fast panel. But yeah, now you know what that means. Okay, one of the last things I want to mention is a processor used in tele, because teles these days, they are like small computers. So processor that is installed in the tele is also very important, mainly for two things. One is it's something called upscaling. So when you watch content, let's say full HD content on your 4K tele, that image has to be increased to meet criteria your tele is set up. So again, 4K is 4 times bigger than full HD, so somehow that image has to be, you know, spread to your tele. So processor is very important, because you don't want to have any ghosting effects or other weird artifacts on the tele. How to know if the processor is okay is a wholly different subject, but I will give you a small tip. If you really want to know if the processor will be okay with the tele, you can quickly Google it. Just check the name of the processor, quickly Google it, and you will have an answer. Another tip before you buy tele, just ask the seller to show you a few samples. Like you want to see something with a nature, you want to see something like a sport event or car races, maybe some scene from action movie. So just simply ask the seller to show you a few things, and you will have the general feeling if it's okay or not. One of the last things I want to mention is connectivity. So if you're looking for something specific, for example, sound bars, they have specific requirements for a HDMI connector. It's called eARC. So yeah, this is something you should look for. USBs, if you need them, for example, you want to connect, I don't know, external drive to your tele, USBs are great for it. So quickly have a look at the connectivity. I think most of teles these days, they have at least HDMI 2.1. So yeah, quickly have a look what connectivity your new tele has to offer. And guys, I want this video to last for many years, so I need to mention about something else, because technology is changing, and this video is okay for now, but it's not gonna be okay for forever. Already 2023 is bringing new teles. For example, you might hear something about QD-LEDs or WLEDs. So those are new teles on the market. They are not yet for sale, but they will be soon. I think in the next 4 months you will start seeing them in the store. And again, this is the newest technology. You already know that OLEDs are the best at this point. So if you see something like this and you just want to know what the heck is that, just quickly Google it. What is it about? Is it worth spending extra few $100s on this new feature? Maybe not. So always use Uncle Google. Alright guys, quick exam for you. Let's pretend that we are at school and you just learned something and this is like a test. So you want to buy a telly, you go to the store and let's have a look. What did you learn? Let's have a look at this telly, for example. We have LG something 65-inch NanoCell 8K. Wow, what the heck that means? So yeah, let's check it. What did we learn? So LG obviously is the name of the company that made this telly. Okay, now we have 65 nano blah 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 blah. You can already see that this telly is using NanoCell technology, and we were talking about this. NanoCell was made by LG company. It's almost the same what Samsung is making with quantum dots. So it's not OLED panel, it's QLED, we could say. So it's not the best from the best, but it's still all right. So at least you know what you are looking at. Now we have 8K, which is talking about resolution. 8K is 4 times better than 4K. So wow. So amount of details is incredible. So with a 65-inch, I think if you get very close to the telly, yes, you will notice difference. The amount of details will be incredible. Basically, if you watch something like an animal, you will be able to count every single hair of this fairy creature. It's using HDR10 Pro. So again, high dynamic range. It's about the color accuracy. So yeah, that's freaking great. It's using Gen 4 AI processor. What that is, I'm not gonna go through in this video what that is, but again, this is about the upscaling and about how this processor is fast when you use your smart features in the telly, like, I don't know, opening Netflix app, stuff like that. So yeah, how strong that is, just Google it, but I think it's good enough. Yeah, we can go deeper to the specification. What else we learn? We talk about the connectivity. This one is for a soundbar, so this is very important. We have 4 HDMI 2.1 and 2 HDMI 2.0. So what is the difference between those? And again, you can just simply go to Uncle Google and do this: HDMI 2.0 versus 2.1, and have a look quickly what is the main difference. Okay, so we have information like 2.1 can handle resolution up to 10K with 120 Hertz, maximum frame rate 120, blah 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 blah. So if you want to know what those things means, just simply go to Google. Okay, that's it. I think let's have a look maybe at something different. Let's have a look at the most expensive telly they have. What we are dealing here with. And yeah, we could expect that. Is the newest technology, OLED. So this is the best at the moment of what you can have. The best color accuracy, the best brightness, the fastest available screen, because again, every single cell can be switched off completely. So this is a huge step in how picture is represented to you. So yeah, 83-inch, wow, that's massive. But like I mentioned, above 65-inch, you might consider having actually 8K instead of 4K. I don't know, it's really hard to me to decide, to know if I see the difference between 4K and 8K. I think I would need to go to the store and see 2 tellies next to each other with the same movie, maybe stop the frame, go closer, and then decide. I don't know if 8K is really necessary, but I think this is something you should consider with tellies big like that. Okay, what else? HDR10 Pro, which is the best at the moment, color accuracy you can have. Gen 5, so this is even stronger CPU installed. What else? 120 Hertz. We talk about that, how fast picture is refreshed. So this is especially for gamers, or if you simply like football or other sports. I think this is something very useful. Something about the connectivity, but we already spoke about that. So yeah, I think you're ready. I think you can go to the store and be like, yeah, I've got this. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider subscribing. I hope you found that useful, and if you did, smash that like button, and yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Thank you.